Welcome back, degenerates. Today we're touring 4 absolute biohazards in Las Vegas that make the bottom of the Bellagio fountain look like a filtered water pitcher. From meth-scented pillows to sheets stickier than a 4chan board, these hellholes make Chernobyl look like a spa. Grab your bleach and your lawyer, and let's dive in. Number 1. Hotel Galaxy Las Vegas. If the Milky Way had a literal dumpster fire, this would be the gravitational center of it. Usually when people go to Vegas, they lose their money. Here, you lose your dignity, your car window, and potentially your blood volume. Let's talk about the vibe. It's less interstellar travel and more crime scene cleanup crew forgot to show up. One guest, Angel L, noted that for the low price of $250 a night, you get amenities like literal shit smeared on the walls in the bathroom and stains all over the sheets. Honestly, at those prices, you'd expect the fecal matter to at least be artisanal. But no, it's just pure, unadulterated Galaxy hospitality. The air quality in the rooms is also a unique experience. We're talking about a bouquet of chemical funk overlaid with smoke and vomit, and blankets that stink strongly of ammonia and urine. It's like sleeping inside a giant used kitty litter box, but with more cigarette burns. Georgia Shumway C mentioned that the walls were oozing nicotine, which sounds like the beginning of a mid-tier horror movie where the building itself tries to give you lung cancer. But hey, you're not here for the decor, you're here for the safety, right? Wrong. The security at Hotel Galaxy is basically a choose-your-own-adventure book where every ending involves the police. Brock H had a fun 6 a.m. wake-up call when a man tried to violently break into his room. The cop's professional diagnosis? He's just looking for his friends. Bro, if my friends are behind a deadbolt at the Galaxy, they aren't my friends anymore, they're hostages. Brock concluded that you'll probably get sex trafficked if you book at the Galaxy Motel, and you're better off sleeping in a car or on a casino floor. Speaking of deadbolts, let's talk about the DoorDash rescue of 2024. Rachel D got locked inside her room because the lock jammed.
I'm not even lying when I fucking say this. This door doesn't fucking open or close. I have to push this shit in.
Did the staff help? Of course not. The office staff didn't care. It took a literal DoorDash driver to remove the window screen, climb through the window, and help her get the deadbolt unlocked. Give that man a 5-star rating and a bulletproof vest, because he's doing more for guests than management ever will. If you decide to leave the room, assuming you can get the door open, don't expect your car to be there. Jefferson D had his vehicle broken into, and the front desk gave him the ultimate "it's your fault" card. The hotel blamed him for having a flashy vehicle. Imagine being victim blamed by a guy working behind a slot in a window. But the service is truly the cherry on top of this septic tank. When JC found a dirty needle on the floor behind the bed, the office basically told him to send an email to avoid. And if you dare to complain, the staff turns into a boss fight. Tommy M was told to get out of the hotel at 1:30 a.m. just for asking for a refund because his room was a roach's home. In conclusion, Hotel Galaxy is a public safety hazard where wires hung down where the smoke detector should have been, and the AC roared like a cement truck full of gravel. It's a place where management are described as vermin, and the only positive thing guests can say is that they didn't see bugs that specific hour. 1 out of 10 stars. The 1 star's for the DoorDash driver who deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Travel Lodge by Wyndham. Welcome to the Las Vegas Strip's most successful biological weapons testing facility, which, thank the gods of hygiene, is now permanently closed. It's officially dead, likely because the health department ran out of yellow tape or the building itself tried to commit suicide. But before it was nuked from orbit, it was a masterpiece of misery. If you've ever wanted to visit a place where the housekeeping's done by the local precinct and the amenities include psychological trauma, you've arrived. One guest, Alberto, was greeted not by a bellhop, but by a full-blown crime scene. There were 2 police cars dealing with some issues. Staff was involved in the drama instead of checking them in. Apparently, the ghetto AF security guard was too busy laughing at the cops to notice the line of miserable tourists forming at the desk. Once you actually bypass the sirens, you get to meet the resident final boss of the lobby. Daniela B describes her as the manager Mrs. Roots-Growing Redhead. This useless, unhelpful Wendy's girl is a master of the fuck you customer service model. After Daniela found an entire civilization of insects in her room, this manager offered a 15% discount on just one night. Imagine paying nearly $400 to live in a petri dish and getting $27 back as a sorry for the infestation gift. Daniela's review ends with the kind of heartwarming sentiment we live for. Bit, give me my $400 back. If you're reading this, you. Bit, I hope your fucking room is infested with roaches. Speaking of roaches, this place should have been legally renamed to Roach Lodge. They weren't hiding, they were the primary tenants. Taryn discovered that the huge hole in the back of the toilet was essentially the roach front door. They have an entryway. They have a portal. One guest had a bug crawling on my finger while Brianna S. walked into the bathroom to find a giant one sitting on my toothbrush. That's not a pest problem, Brianna. That roach is just trying to maintain a healthy smile before it eats your soul in your sleep. The hygiene here was so legendary, it's almost impressive. The curb appeal featured stacks of old mattresses and box springs in the middle of the parking lot, marinating in the desert sun like giant, crusty sponges of human failure. The carpets inside literally turned the bottom of my feet black, and Jacqueline R. noted that there was vomit all over the curtains. If you're feeling brave enough to shower, keep in mind that the shower head was moldy and green, and the towels had a weird, acidic smell. It's the kind of place where you'll find empty medication packaging behind the nightstand, and a power outlet dangling on its wire from a cracked mirror. It wasn't a fire hazard, it was industrial chic. But wait, there's more. Ian B woke up eaten alive by bedbugs, with 17 huge bug bites that started to turn to quarter-sized wounds. When he tried to show the manager, he was told he couldn't allow me to show my skin in the lobby. Stay classy, Las Vegas. Things got so dire for Chris R. that his room smelled like pure ass and feet, leading to the ultimate travel defeat. He and his group slept in the car. When a 2012 Corolla is more sanitary than your hotel room, you know you've hit rock bottom. As Lori H. put it after surviving her stay, in her defense, we did not die, but it was close. It may be closed now, but the memories and the rashes will last a lifetime. Rest in piss, Roach Lodge. Number 3, Mardi Gras Hotel and Casino. The only place on the strip where Mardi Gras isn't a celebration, it's a survival rating. If you're looking for a high-stakes gambling experience, just try walking from the lobby to your room without getting a surprise piercing from the local wildlife. Let's start with the ambiance, which is somewhere between a mid-budget horror movie and an active riot. One reviewer warned, homeless people hanging out inside that are literally nuts, yelling, screaming at random people, and I was worried I'd get stabbed or shot. Not exaggerating a bit. Honestly, at these prices, the threat of a felony is basically a free amenity. It got so bad that my boyfriend put a chair in front of the room door, it was so scary. Forget the do not disturb sign, at the Mardi Gras, you need a reinforced barricade and a prayer. But hey, maybe you're not into that unsecured portal vibe. Taylor found out the hardware here is purely decorative, because the front door didn't shut all the way, so they had to put a table in front of it for their safety. I'm sure the management considers the table advanced security technology. Speaking of security, let's talk about the bathroom surveillance. I mean, the decor. Julie found a dusty fake owl in the vent of the bathroom. The eyes were peering straight into the shower. Nothing says luxury like a taxidermy bird with a 4K lens in its eye watching you scrub your regrets away. If the voyeuristic owls don't get you, the elevator will try and take you out first. One guest reported, "The worst noise I've ever heard in an elevator. It seems like it's about to break down." It's not a lift, it's a mechanical death rattle. If the elevator doesn't get you, the architecture will. Michelle discovered a literal trap door. There's a hole in the floor of our room under the carpet, and I stepped in it and fell and twisted my ankle and knee. It's not a hotel room, it's a level from Tomb Raider, but with more tetanus. And if the floor doesn't swallow you, the ceiling will. Ava noted the ceiling above the shower head had a big crack in it and is falling down, while her towels were basically a biological weapon. One has mold all over, one has brown stains and lipstick, the other one has black mold stains and brown stains. Let's talk hygiene, or the total lack thereof. Cameron checked into a room that was absolutely destroyed. With fecal matter and blood and destroyed beds. The management didn't even offer a discount. I guess Biohazard Chic is a premium upgrade now. Jennifer had the same experience, complaining that her room had dried bloodstains on the sheets. And then someone took the gas cap off their Mercedes. And we can't forget the bedbugs, the true owners of this property. Justin woke up with bites all over their face, hands, and ankles, despite sleeping in a hoodie. These aren't just bugs, they're elite paratroopers. Over in room 2188, it gets even worse. Bedbugs everywhere on the couch. Do not sit on them. When Ava complained about the mold and the collapsing ceiling, the manager, Patty, waived the resort fee. Ava's response is the mood for this entire dump. What can I do with $5.80? You can't even buy a soul back with that, Ava. As Cameron put it, I'd almost rather sleep in a bush with cockroaches on the strip than come here again. At least the bush doesn't have a voyeuristic owl watching you pee. Avoid this place for your own sanity. Or as another guest summarized, hookers, druggies, freaks all over. We were scared to even walk to the room. 5 stars for the authentic post-apocalyptic experience. 0 stars for literally everything else. Number 4, Sunrise Inn in North Las Vegas. A place where the sunrise isn't a beautiful start to your day, but likely the flash of a police siren outside your window. If you've ever wanted to experience a hotel stay that feels more like a survival horror map, this is your final boss. Let's talk curb appeal. Usually you look for a valet. Here you look for your property. Charlene T warns that the parking lot is a total Mad Max starter pack, claiming there are dirty, used, uncapped needles in the parking lot, homeless people wandering in the hotel, and hookers doing their business in the back. Honestly, at these prices, the hookers are probably the most professional people on the property. And don't get too attached to your vehicle because Charlene's truck's catalytic converter was stolen the first night. The hotel's response? They refused to show the security video. Of course they did. They're probably running a side hustle in the basement. If you manage to make it past the needle-strewn asphalt and into the lobby, don't expect a warm welcome. Unless warm means the smell of a localized dumpster fire. Alyssa L. described a customer service experience that's truly one for the history books. After dealing with a receptionist with a horrible attitude, she was given a very specific house rule. Apparently, the girl at the front desk told us we could smoke crack if that's what we chose to do. Move over, Marriott Rewards. The Sunrise Inn offers a crackcation package. Once you're in the room, the decor is, let's call it, bioorganic. Maddie L. went through 2 rooms, only to find that the second one had poop stains on the walls in the bathroom and poop stains on the bed. It's like the previous guest was trying to use the walls as a canvas for their digestive issues. Toby S. added to the color palette, noting that the carpet in the stairwell was bloodstained, and the bathroom featured orange liquid spilled all over and pee on the bathroom walls. It's not a hotel room, it's a petri dish with a do not disturb sign. Even the bedding is a hazard. Alyssa L. noted that the blankets have literally been set on fire and are holier than thou. And speaking of holy things, you'll be praying for your life at 4 a.m. Anthony O. was minding his own business when the receptionist used her master key to burst in, yelling at me to get out and threatening to call the cops. Her excuse? She's just used to kicking homeless people out and she thought we were some homeless. Imagine paying $140 just to be told you look like you live under a bridge. Finally, for the grand finale of Why Is This Place Legal?, we have Kate F., whose 88-year-old husband has bites on the back of his head, shoulders, upper arms, and back from bedbugs. Nothing says happy holidays like leaving an octogenarian to be consumed by parasites. Sunrise Inn, where you check in as a guest and leave as a forensic evidence bag. 0 out of 10. Would rather sleep in a cactus. Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Mostly because after a night in these rooms, the CDC won't let you leave the building. Subscribe.